All right, guys, welcome to Kards Korner. This is episode...
Ocho.
What he said.
We've been doing it for
Episode
way too long.
8, right. Wow, we've made it that far, huh?
That's 2 month mark.
2 months. We've been every week. This is month, and we have our first guest tonight, too.
Oh,
believe
yeah.
it or not.
Finally.
That's pretty sick.
Here and in the flesh.
How do you feel about that, Tone?
We'll see.
I'm excited.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, it's rough with us anyway. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you add another member to the mix, and who
Things are gonna get
knows
sticky.
what's going to happen.
Oh, boy.
We're honored to say that.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
So...
The honor's all mine.
We appreciate Ryan being with us. So we're going to get to Ryan here in a few minutes. He's going to let us know, kind of talk a little bit about what he does in the hobby and collecting. And we all have such a unique twist that I think it's really important with, you know, because others want to hear to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm sure people wonder when they're opening their cards and they're sorting and doing their thing, they want to know, does anyone else do it
weird
like I do it?
Quirks of collecting.
And so the more words and stories and everything we can get out about how we collect, how we organize, what we think of the hobby,
Yeah.
it unites us as one.
Just outside ideas.
And we want to be a
what's
one
exciting.
people again,
Yeah.
right?
There you go.
Definitely.
We want to be a one. Well, minus the orange jersey, but we'll get to that
Hey.
later. So anyway, so as we always start off the show, we're going to recap releases that have come out. Okay, we had a big release week. It's a little nutty.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's just going to get busier.
I mean, squirrel turds are nutty, but this one is a Nutty Buddy bar on vitamins,
Steroids.
I
And really,
didn't want to go there, but
across the spectrum of sports, it's not just, you know, what's playing now, not just football. It's a little bit of everything.
it is. I mean, so this week released, we're going to start with baseball. Okay, we had 2020 Topps Dynasty. And I'm seriously lukewarm on that thing. We had 2020 NT Baseball, National Treasures Baseball, which is always a huge
Those are the big
release.
tickets.
We had 2020 Topps Update, and we're going to dive into Topps Update a little bit more later on in the show. But at first, I did a jumbo box as a preview, right? As I always do with a new release. And I don't know, I was not digging what was coming out of it. Like,
Yeah.
because you're expecting rookies, right? You're looking for who am I to look for. And then the Rays current god of the moment,
Yeah,
Randy
record
Arozarena,
breaker.
right? Randy rookie, boom, arrived, and I thought, okay, so we have the same syndrome we had for Series 2, one big rookie to chase,
Yeah. Lou Bob.
right? And now it's the Randy rookie who actually performed and did something that we
yeah.
can get behind,
That's
right?
for sure.
So
Can we call him Mr. October?
I don't know if Reggie would dig it, but
Reggie doesn't like anybody taking his fame away from him.
we
Yeah.
could call
He
him
likes the
Mini
spotlight.
October. We'll call him Mr. Mini October. How about that?
How about El Senor October?
There we go.
Cubano.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Tony is our
Proud Cuban.
translator of the show. So, but we'll get into Topps Update here in a little bit. So let's get some of the obscure ones out of the way. We had 2020 Topps Mandalorian. We actually did a preview rip on the show
That one was
for that. I have to agree. Like you're not going to find a bigger Star Wars fan than I.
You're getting
You
there,
were
Tony. You're
lukewarm.
getting there.
You were lukewarm with it too, right?
Yeah. On the index, on the judge-o-meter, it was kind of like...
The 10 was the coolest part of it.
Yeah.
Right?
See, that
Yeah.
for me, I was expecting something big when I
So-
looked at that.
And I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But being a Star Wars fan, you got to go with it. We did. So we'll leave it at that. Hopefully, the next Star Wars release will do us better. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everybody's hyped on that Mando right now. That
Mandalorian's
the new
huge right
Mandalorian
now.
is-
Yep.
Somebody, I don't watch it, but somebody said this last week's episode was pretty traumatizing.
Well, and during the whole we were getting ready and gearing up for the episode, right?
Have you caught up yet?
I saw episode 1. I
yeah.
haven't.
Well, it's season 2, episode 9.
Well, whatever they're calling
Yeah.
it, but I'm season 2, episode 1.
Gotcha.
Right. So, but you saw the figures,
end?
the figures today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All that's Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's
kind of stoked. So, all right, and then I had a customer pre-order some UFC 2020 Topps UFC Signature Series 3 boxes of that, ripped them in the shop. I have no idea about UFC.
They beat each other.
They just literally beat the crap out of each other.
Did you get a Conor McGregor?
Is he in the UFC? I thought he was a boxing extraordinaire.
No, he's a UFC guy.
That was a one and
Retired,
done
coming back, but he's coming back now.
All right. Well,
against the pretty boy Floyd.
so it was similar to most like one card encased autographed product. You
Gotcha.
know? Customers seemed happy with it. I didn't know a single one of them. But
Any women UFC, or is it just men?
I have no idea. To be honest with you.
I would have taken the UFC, women
women's,
UFC.
Sure, of
prize.
course you would.
Like the WNBA.
I want to know who's washing their clothes right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
I suppose.
So then we have 2020. So the only football we had released was mini helmets, Leaf mini helmets last week. Because Phoenix was
Phoenix
the week
is still
before, but
flying
Phoenix
high.
is still hot. And mini helmets are mini helmets. There's not a lot to really go over with that. You open the box, helmet's there. Leaf does a little different than TriStar. They don't have the card where you
liked
can do
the
trivia
TriStar
stuff.
better.
So, and then basketball wise was super weird this week. So we had 20, 20, 21 Prism draft picks, right? Basketball,
Yeah.
which we've had no March Madness, no draft. So we're getting players that we have no idea.
I'd say that
I saw the LaMelo.
Like LaMelo Ball is the only one.
the general public doesn't. If you're a big NBA fan,
Oh,
you
sure.
definitely know who all these guys
Right.
are. Like some of the rips tonight, people are like, "Oh yeah, that's a hot one. That's a hot one." I couldn't tell you who any
either.
of those
So,
guys were. So
LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, I think, is the other.
there was the Wiseman.
And apparently Wiseman is
That
huge.
sounded like that was a big one.
And if you follow the news, like some of the LaMelo talk is kind of
Died down.
it's died down a little bit. Like not
He's
so much
not
number one anymore.
He's not.
Now he's
I don't
possible
think
2 or
he's
3 now.
not the top dog. Because there's a
Yeah.
couple of international guys though
Yeah.
that like
Right.
from Italy and stuff that are,
Spain.
or I don't know, can they be drafted? Because I know in Major League Baseball you can't be an international player and be drafted.
Yeah, well, LaMelo's technically international,
Right, because
so,
he forego college
Yeah.
to go play
Right, to go
overseas,
play overseas,
right?
Yep.
And it was Australia, if I remember correctly, right?
I think it's Australia.
Yeah. So anyway, that came out, but then at the same time, we had another 1920 product come out.
what was it?
Clearly, Donruss.
And then you got a John Morant pulled.
A customer did pull a
That
John
was
Morant,
pretty-
but everything was off-centered, right? Every card was miscut.
that was a big hit.
Oh, I remember that.
And as a shop owner, it is hard to get behind product releasing and then the year before product releasing at the same. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a weird.
Overlap right there.
So
It's those
this
fillers.
this COVID thing has been super strange for everything this year,
Especially
So-
now when they're talking startup for the NBA being December already.
right? I mean,
Like
and-
next month.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
right now for the NBA, I feel like all the talk is about trades. That's all I'm hearing right now is big names going everywhere. James
there's
Harden,
coaching shuffle.
Devin Booker,
Coaches have been
Chris
shuffled
Paul.
around.
So I hear
GMs.
there's more, craze going around trades than there is really the draft or any prospects coming in. So
But if you're a baseball fan, you know that, hot stove season is fun.
yeah,
At least
oh
it is
yeah,
for me.
Oh, yeah.
I love trades.
This year's going to be a little different, though, I think.
Yeah,
It will be. Oh, and I didn't even talk about. We'll have to talk about that later, but because we got some end work done on the card show and fit, but we'll talk about that.
Oh,
later.
there we
We
go.
had some pretty big news drop in our lap 2 days ago. So anyway, that was what released. Now, what is releasing this week? We have Illusions football. So football is finally getting a release done this week. We also have the choice and the fast break for Prism Draft Picks basketball. So they're following up the hobby with, their retail versions and smaller box versions. And then we have Prism Draft Picks baseball, which is interesting. And then, of course, MLS soccer releases this week. Not a lot of people have been really hyped about Major League Soccer Topps products
As much as
oh
Euro.
tops, gotcha.
as much as the Euro stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the sounder, the idea of getting sounder players is not as exciting as, getting some dude you can't pronounce
Real
his name
Madrid.
from Austria.
But you give it some time, some exposure. Next thing you know, you're selling them.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think, since we're talking about cards coming out, I think now is the appropriate time to do our Illusions preview rip, right?
Yeah, so we got one encased auto, that's a big deal. So we're saying that's in one pack.
Should be packed all by itself.
So we got in a hobby box, there's 10 packs, 5 cards a pack. So if that's taking up 1 pack there, you got 2 additional autos, 2 mems, 10 acetate cards, and 5 parallels.
Now, it's a little different, though. I mean, when Illusions first came out, the encase card was not an auto. It was a base card.
That's wild.
It was, and Panini took it on the chin because it wasn't collectible. Like, a Leighton Vander Esch rookie is good, but if it's only numbered to 100, right, and there's no hit, there's no hitability to it.
Is
people
this
were like, what are we doing?
Triple chunky? They got a lineage. This one's showing Randy Moss, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. I mean, that's a pretty cool patch relic to get.
This releases tomorrow, so we are doing a quick little preview rip. So
by the time this airs, it is tomorrow, so we're good.
By the time it does air, so the only rule is I cannot sell it early, so there is no rule with opening it up early. So.
Hey man, there's all those Instagrammers. It's already been open. If we just click to Instagram, they're selling it right now.
See, right now, I'm a rule follower, so
yeah, no.
Because the last thing that I want is...
Now, this box felt heavy. I want to know why it felt so much more heavier than this other one. Why.
It felt heavy because of that pack right there.
Yeah, but in comparison to the other box that we have on the table here, that one
you were really feeling...
I was.
So you're one of those...
Even Stacy agreed. It was.
So are you like the guy that's in Target, like his crack hanging out, and you're weighing each pack? And
yeah, I bring my drug scale out.
So here we go.
That's more Walmart.
See, defense attorney knows.
So this is the encased, okay? And then we have packs. We got 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 10.
So there's 10 plus.
So there's 10 packs plus the encased pack. So
what's the box going for?
The box itself is around $400.
So then, as a shop, if there's 10, how do you price pack that? I mean, that's a whole...
I don't think you do with this.
That is a tough one. The encased has got to be a completely separate type of thing.
Deal,
so
that's hot.
All right, so we got DeAndre Swift. We got a numbered to 399 Gabriel Davis.
So pink.
Here's our first Mystique acetate Jordan Love. That's kind of dope.
Love's been selling. That's actually a card I've been selling a lot.
Josh Jacobs and Jared Goff. So obviously
your Love is a loader.
Yeah, Love, and I don't know if Gabriel Davis is necessarily...
See, I've sold all of his certified relics that I've had.
But Gabriel Davis?
Yeah, because I, for some reason, ended up with the collection of all of his. But Jordan Love, I've sold several in the last week of his cards. And for a guy who's not getting any playing time, to me it's shocking that it's just all of a sudden, does somebody know something that I don't know? I mean, Rodgers is out there slinging the ball.
So for the sake of moving this along quickly, I will not.
Every week, though, they talk about Jordan Love getting drafted and how disenchanted Rodgers is.
Well, it's just like the whole Favre back in his time. So.
Hey, let's not forget also Keyshawn Vaughn is hurt.
Oh,
he's not playing.
That's the whole reason why we can't sell a card.
So that's kind of a that was a little stuck together. Clear shots, Eli Manning. That's kind of cool.
Let me see that.
Liking that.
Is it acetate too?
It is.
Oh wow.
So Tony's a little New York guy. Well, not a little New York guy. Tony's quite the strapping old man here.
Easy with those words.
We got Darius Slayton, Teddy Bridgewater, Zach Moss, the rookie, and the auto is veteran auto to 75. Harold Landry.
Wow.
Superlatives. Harold Landry.
This is an odd thing. Looking at the breakdown of the numbered, purple is 1 of 1. That's a purple.
The thing that's hard with cards today is every product seems to jump around on what is 101s.
But I feel like black and gold seem to be your standards.
Even purple. Josh Jacobs has a purple hue to it.
Yeah, purple 1 of 1.
Yeah, but you give me a Sharpie, man. Any card will be a 101.
Yeah, eBay 1 of 1 in somebody's heart.
Don't get me started on that. All right, we got little Patrick Mahomes base card right on the front.
All right, pull me a burrow. Let's see some hot.
So we got Josh Allen to 199. This is kind of like a laxity. I mean,
light blue.
A light blue. We got Shining Stars, Christian McCaffrey. I think he was reintroduced to his teammates this week.
And re-injured.
Oh, nice.
Shoulder this time.
So Devin is the bringer of lots of great news.
Yeah, bringer of pain and rain.
I just don't know.
I like the cards.
They
really?
do.
Like you're looking at him very skeptically.
Well, I'm looking.
Is that
for
Josh
players
Kelly?
Joshua Kelly.
He finally getting some love.
We got something gnarly here.
Kelly tried to hurdle somebody and ended up on his shoulder.
There's something gnarly. He's looking at me.
Because I'm judging it based on your look on your face because you snuck a peek.
Don't you worry about what I'm peeking at.
So we have a Mystique, DeAndre Swift. So... Nice.
Oh, your boy's on.
Dude, man.
So do we have people like
that acetate?
Talking to the producer, we've got like people once you release that grades for PSA are done, they lose their minds.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Like that is insane.
Answer all the grading questions.
Like it's just crazy. Like calm down, relax. It'll get here.
Just people are a little antsy.
DK Metcalf. We got Josh Allen. We've got Joshua Kelly, and we've got Justin Jefferson.
Shit. Can I hit that? Jeez.
Justin Jefferson.
Is it numbered? I'm on the Justin wagon.
It is not numbered.
I was hoping it was Dalvin.
Oh,
I thought you already saw what was going on.
Justin Jefferson. That's the rookie receiving core this year is
his stuff is sold
fantastic.
Well. I mean, it's actually sold really well.
The Phoenix one that I pulled, it was out of 75. I'm definitely keeping it.
You see those hands? I almost fumbled it, but recovered.
Should I start cracking them open for you so you can...
So only one rookie acetate so far?
Yeah. Well, no, 2 with the Jordan Love.
Oh, okay.
So we have Brandon Ayuk.
Apother rook.
KJ Hamler is the next.
Relic.
Numbered. Is it? It appears not to be numbered.
No. That is definitely a napkin.
We got Astounding Joe Montana. I like that.
Acetate?
Yep.
Very
I can
nice.
see you right in the window. We got TJ Watt and Dak Prescott. It is safe to say that I think Illusions is going to knock Phoenix off the top of the mountain this week.
The only difference is, for me, that chrome is just what separates things. But I do like the looks of these.
Oh, looks like I pulled Stacy's Gardner Minshew. What happened to Minshew stubbed his toe, right?
The Crouton Luton guy, he throws a good ball.
Oh,
he throws a really good ball.
Odell Beckham to $4.99.
Just had surgery today.
We got Living Legends Aaron Rodgers acetate. We got Derrick Henry and Gardner Minshew. So one thing with the acetates, they're hard to come by numbered, I notice.
So looking through these so far, quality, because Phoenix you get the Phoenix and the Mosaic who has issues.
So
centering,
far,
everything looks crisp.
Good, yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of quality control for Illusions, A+ so far.
All right, they get to keep their job.
So Michael Pittman, we got Devin Duvernay. Patty Mahomes clear shot acetate.
Oh.
That's a pretty sick looking card right there. See that?
Very nice.
That Cam Newton, who barely won, eked out a win against
I knew it.
NYJ.
He looked great though.
I just called it. That's Jets.
But he looked good. I mean, for a while there, he only had one incompletion. I don't know what he finished the night with.
All right, so we got Jordan Love's rookie. We got another Josh Allen numbered to $3.99. We got Living Legends Troy Aikman. And then we have Richard Sherman and Julio Jones.
I'm digging the Living Legends.
Yeah, it'd be nice if one of them were autoed.
Marino.
And autoed.
Auto Marino.
I even like the packs of these
today, so
that's pretty clean.
Oh, that is sick.
Oh shit.
He's not gonna dig it, but you and I are gonna dig it. We got Chase Claypool,
Jake Fromm.
Oh god.
Roquan Smith. I just sold his mini helmet, by the way.
You sold the alternate one?
I sold the alternate.
Oh, that's dope.
I got Peyton Manning clear shots. It is numbered. It is stamped on the back to $3.99.
All right, first.
This is what I'm looking forward to, though. Jim Kelly to 25.
Hot damn.
Stadium Legends.
Damn.
That is a beaut.
Now that's good.
Let's get it for my wife.
That is a dope.
I thought I thought it was Jake Fromm. I was like, oh, that's
hell no.
Or Keyshawn Vaughn.
Stadium Legends, and his sig is strong.
Good for him. Good for him to have a good, strong signature. All the health issues.
With all the stuff that he's had to go through, like having Jim Kelly, please don't drop it in my My cup.
11 of 25. That's a
And then
gorgeous card.
Well, we got one of Devin's boys, T. Higgins.
Hey,
Dalvin Cook. What do we got here? We got Jonathan Taylor.
oh man, that
Astounding.
backfield is a terror.
Not numbered. And then we got Nick Bosa and Odell Beckham. So
That's a beautiful card.
we are
That is
down
sweet.
to
That's
the encased.
that's definitely the hit.
This is the meat.
You think?
This is supposed to be the meat of the box.
I think this could probably outdo what's in case.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Denzel Mims? I'm going Mims.
This is gonna be the heavy
Keyshawn
card, right?
Vaughn.
Yeah. I'm going Denzel.
Zach Moss.
Oh.
Zach
It's in the
Moss
same division.
to 150.
There you go. Is it acetate? No.
No.
You can't see your ass.
Yeah, I can't see my ass in it.
It's autographed.
Zach Moss to 150. Rookie endorsements.
He's playing well recently. He's actually getting some touches.
Oh, he's actually said something positive about it. Look at that.
Hey,
It's a
like I said, it wasn't Denzel Mims.
So that is what the encased. It's going to have the illusion sticker.
You got to switch it out with the turf and dirt.
Yeah, no. We don't tamper with.
So that's in case.
We don't.
not-
That's what they call encased.
That's
It's not,
not certified.
graded.
Yep, that is what they call that. So
He's got an
non-graded.
interesting signature.
all right. So
Looks like a 3.
that is well, illusions.
Man.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a nice little
Nice surprise.
rip.
So you get the encased is a Buffalo Bill. Your big hit, Jim Kelly Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
And some Bill Love.
I think so. It's some Bill Love. All right. So
Only one Bengal in that entire box.
it was.
T.
And it was
Higgins.
T. Higgins. How do you feel
Which
about that?
I love that it's T.
All right, so let's move on. Let's get to our topic, shall we? Enough talking about product. Let's talk about how we deal with product. So with us tonight is Ryan. If you guys aren't familiar with him, you sometimes will see him kind of in and out of the shop with his son
Lurking.
collecting. Lives in Blaine, kind of a more unique collector, right? I mean, some of us, we cross over into what? Football,
Yeah.
touch basketball a little bit, hockey. Ryan, you're pretty
Stay strong.
Like,
Pretty much baseball.
baseball is your jam, right? So kind of tell us a little bit about, what you collect. When did you guys get started collecting? How did that happen? And go from there.
Okay. Well, back in the 80s, when everybody else was collecting, I started right up as a kid, 86, 87, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Bought all the stuff, thought I was paying for my college, thought I was paying for my kids' college.
So
all
did
that.
everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got rid of all my Griffies, of course, and didn't really do much. And then about 98, I went and bought some football. Peyton Manning was, rookie, and
There you go.
so I grabbed some of that, and then didn't really do much again until my son was old enough to really handle cards and things like that. So I'd say about 2012. Just missed Trout. Wish we would have started a little early, but
Sure.
2012, 2013 we started, and been doing it ever since. And it's a great hobby. There's not many things. My son's 15 today, by the way. Happy birthday,
Happy
Greg.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy
And
birthday, yeah.
there's not many things to connect with with a 15-year-old.
No, I hear
It's
ya.
tough. It's tough, and it doesn't matter what kind of day you're having. You guys could not be getting along. In cards, it's kind of that bonding.
You sit down with the
experience.
box, and all of a sudden, all those
Oh, yeah.
issues
It's like the
melt
great
away.
mediator.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just a great hobby. I mean, there's some downfalls to it, but overall, it's a great hobby, and he's learning lots of life lessons, and I couldn't be happier.
Sure. What kind of? So, I mean, what angle do you guys take with the whole collecting?
We were kind of shotgun approach at the beginning, but we've been learning, over the course of years, kind of targeting. I like more of the flagship rookies, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
He's all up in the autographs, that kind of
The glitz and
Relics,
glam.
Well,
Yeah.
and you
Stuff?
guys you floated, because we talked about this before. You guys kind of float around minor league baseball a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We just moved over from Tri-Cities, and they have the Padres affiliate over there, short season, same as the
Little
Aqua Sox.
Tatis going through
Yeah,
there.
you know, it's 2016. We were there, and Tatis. It was right after he was traded from the White Sox.
Okay.
Wasn't even really a heralded prospect, even just kind of a throw-in, and so he was in Tri-Cities for a week or two, and they have a program there where you just do baseball buddies. You get to run out with them and do the national anthem, standing at shortstop, and so I knew his dad, or I remembered his dad, and knew the name, and so I had him obviously go out with him, and
Oh, nice.
and so he was, he's been baseball buddies with him and Xavier Edwards, who's like the number 4
Sure.
prospect, and I think he got traded to the Rays.
Could you imagine that though?
And,
Like where Tatis is now, that there was some point that he wasn't, nobody even batted an eye at him.
No, he wasn't even a prospect.
Because right now he is, aside from Trout, I think with the way Tatis finished the season, he's on top of the mountain.
Future star.
Yeah.
Or like
He is
he's the face of
Trout.
face for sure.
He is the Trout of baseball for his generation.
But
So.
I think beyond that, he's got, the knock on Trout's always been he doesn't really carry the program. He doesn't have the charisma.
Yeah.
Even though he's amazing, he's the best player in the game. But
Sure.
but Tatis has that flair and things
and
like that.
Did he
That's
have it back
for
then
this
in
year.
Tri-Cities too? Did you have a little bit
it
of
wasn't
it?
It wasn't even a thing that I really was watching for, because I remember he hit a double and he seemed really fast, but he was just tall and skinny is
Yeah.
what I remember thinking. And I remember
Sure.
his dad was kind of
Huskier.
Yeah, and shorter.
right. And
Yeah.
so I didn't think much of it, but we did start collecting them, which was great because that was the jumping off point for him. And we were buying up cards for cheap because nobody really
That's
did
awesome.
it, and it turned into something. And
For me, I'm a homer, right? It's like Mariner. But there are two guys
you love
that
you.
I will collect, and my Tatis is,
He's up there.
oh,
Him and
goodness
Trotter.
gracious, So yeah, I mean, Tatis is legit. Like,
well, when you find those minor leaguers that are humble but hard workers and know that the fans mean something, and it means something to them, and they show that, especially for kids. I mean, that
Sure.
they just
Gravitate.
Huge.
Oh,
does that
Yeah.
fire you up though as a collector, just knowing that it's not all like business? Like, I mean, for me it does. So like
yeah.
when I see a guy like Julio Rodriguez, right, for the Mariners, he's that where loves his fans. I mean, he has every reason in the world to be cocky and
Being a
not
top prospect.
to not be a nice guy, and he does it all. And like, it fires me up to want to collect him.
Yeah.
Just because he's out there, he at some point he has a chance of being corrupted, right? Like,
Oh, for sure.
He
Once
gets to
you
Major
get to
League
that.
Baseball, everybody's kissing his butt. He's gonna then graduate to, oh, I'm J-Rod.
though with Trout, though, I'll say he's the top of the mountain for everything baseball.
Humble.
And he is an amazing guy. I mean, we've gone to multiple Mariner games where he will sign every game. And
Yeah.
it might not be a ton of signatures, but he's going to sign
You
every
do know he's from Jersey, right?
Yeah, well, I don't hold that against
from
him.
Jersey.
But yeah.
All I know is he wears a lot of Eagles and
Yeah, he is a
Eagles
Philly.
jerseys.
Philly fan.
Yeah.
But he
South Jersey.
he knows his status, I think, but also connects with kids, and that's the best way for Major League Baseball to survive.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of weird though, and I think we've had this conversation before. I think with like LeBron, right? So when Mike Trout, when he gets up and he knows, like, if I were to pee in a cup and go hand it to a stranger, somebody would freak out and want to sell it for
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
does he wake up and go, man, if I just spit on a rag and give it to somebody?
That is
Yeah, but-
that is a wild thought, but I think there are
Him being
collectors out there.
Him being in that mantle sphere, if the guy never wins a championship, what happens?
Do you think it affects him? I mean, for
Do you
Trout,
think it affects? I mean,
Oh,
because
yeah. Well,
this guy. I mean, the team. I mean, there's been all kinds of talk about you got to build a team around this guy or move him. To
I think
somewhere has a chance.
I think championship hurts his overall his legend resume.
Really?
Is
'Cause Mantle won.
tainted a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Well, take a look at it for this reason. Edgar Martinez, right?
You want him to be the Marino type.
So Edgar Martinez had stats to be inducted in the Hall of Fame on the first
Day.
ballot, right? Nobody would argue that. But the fact, his knock was he didn't have a championship team. He didn't
Yeah.
have a ring. People kept saying David Ortiz would get inducted to the Hall of Fame before Edgar because David had a couple rings. rings seem to be the only measuring stick.
Yeah.
If you don't have the ring,
Or rap sheet.
you don't get there, or a rap sheet, right?
Yeah.
So, and that could be, is that like album?
No, that's
Shaq.
that's like lawyer term.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
well, I'm in the card world, so I'm not well
Yeah.
versed in.
But I just don't see. I mean, he's got to. I'm hoping.
I don't think he wins one. I don't
'Cause
think
he
he'll
doesn't
ever,
get- he
unless
doesn't
he
get-
gets traded.
But in your mind, he's not affected by not.
I think he makes it. He's first ballot regardless.
Well, he's first ballot, but is he, is he Babe Ruth legendary because he had no championships?
And my
I
question
think
is,
his play, yeah, for sure.
is he leading the American League every year in every category?
No.
So then how does that make him?
He's
go?
been up there, not so
Right.
much this year.
Consistent.
But,
He has
Yeah,
consistency.
I mean, he's floating in. I feel like a top 5 of the categories.
I think he was top 3 in MVP almost every year.
My feeling he's going to become like a Marino.
but the only thing is,
Greatest, or great, but
but they always compare his stats to the one he plays with in Pujols. They say, why is Trout like this god when you pull up the same time frame that Pujols was in the league, like during the beginning of his career, and Pujols' numbers are actually better than Trout's during the same time frame.
So let me ask you a question, and I'm not trying to be divisive here, but does being a Latin player affect? I mean, because Pujols is not going to be regarded with the number, and Pujols' numbers are insane.
Oh, for
this
sure.
isn't to sound bad, but I think the fact that Latins have a little bit more character, a little bit
Yeah.
more flair. The Caucasian player is not usually they're pretty humble.
Yeah.
I
Can
mean,
you
you look
say
at the Mike
Caucasian
Schmidt.
today?
I don't know.
So we're going to go with it, though, right?
Yeah, can you say Caucasian? I mean,
I don't know.
Can you
Wha-
say Caucasian?
I'm not the
White.
PC police.
COVID
Whitey.
has
Anyway.
wiped out, yeah.
Anyway, these guys have flair, and and these guys look at the Mike Schmidts of the world. One of the probably top 10 best players in baseball ever, and you don't see him. He's not a showboat. He's not doing
Man, are you a homer or what?
what?
Mike Schmidt.
I think
Come
I think of
on.
like Dennis Eckersley for me growing up. That's a guy who was on the other spectrum of it. He was the flair. He was,
And
the
it wasn't
in
even
your
that much.
face.
It wasn't even that much.
Yeah, but between Trout and Pujols, I mean, Trout has speed. Pujols.
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
Sure.
He has defense, and Pujols, I mean, has been.
Early stages.
He
it
was
was okay.
he was a third baseman, but he converted to first base, and so Trout is one of the better center fielders. He's got it all. He's a 5 tool.
Would you put him up there with Jeter?
Oh, I would think
would-
Trout beats Jeter hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, when
Jeter's,
it comes to commanding a team, Jeter is the captain,
Right.
right?
I think Jeter's there because of the championships.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
he's great. He was great,
Sure.
but he's elevated. Because
Isn't
of
it
the
funny though?
championships.
Like there's a sliding scale for every player, right? Because some championships affect a player more than others, right?
Yeah. And also
so
the
Jeter's
era.
not Jeter without, like, if he doesn't have the championships, does he have the numbers to be in the Hall? I mean, probably, but we're talking like a Veterans Committee vote, right?
Yeah, he's down the line.
So for Jeter, right, for him to be damn near a unanimous vote strictly on championships, but yet Trout, who doesn't have a one, and most likely if he stays in LA and they don't do anything
he'll never get one.
dramatic, will never have one. But championships can affect, shouldn't affect his status. So we're like sliding scale
Yeah.
every
But
single
they have similar
person.
qualities. They you don't see him in the news. You don't see him getting in trouble. You never saw
Correct.
Jeter doing that, and you're in the Big Apple.
Did you hear what
Yeah.
Jeter used to do with the women that he would? Did you ever
No.
hear that story?
Maybe I don't know.
So because Jeter was always a single guy, right? When he played for the Yankees, and
Little
he
Mariah
was
Carey action.
he was respectful, right? So when he spent the night with a woman, okay, at the end of the thing, he would have a fruit kind of basket. He would have a signed ball in the basket, and then the Uber was prepaid.
I've tried that. That doesn't work.
So she wouldn't have
Nobody
to
wants
pay
your
for it
signature?
when she
No.
left in the morning.
Or the fruit basket.
The fruit basket, yeah.
Dad was given a gift every time.
Yeah.
He had another kid, another kid.
So
Hey, I don't want to hear any more. Those phone calls are scary.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, I know for Pujols, I mean, like we were there and we didn't realize it at the time, but we were there in Seattle when he had his 3,000th hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost became a Pujols rooter
Yeah.
because you watched him
sure.
and everybody stopped, and 3,000
cool.
hits
It's
for
a big
somebody
deal.
like him who's a power hitter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But a power hitter that also hits for damn good
Average.
average.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's definitely one of the best.
600 plus home runs. Is he at the?
Yep.
I mean, he's
Yep.
I got
past
that
the
cup.
600 mark. Like, so I mean, his stats are. I mean, just dare I say, Alex Rodriguez like.
Yeah.
Who knows? if
That'll
he'll
be
get in or not.
another.
He's got
That'll
the
be
numbers.
another
another
podcast
episode.
topic. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys are big into baseball. You kind of got your flavor a little bit from minor leagues. So
Yeah, I think we're starting to morph toward kind of specializing on guys and trying to
Sure.
grow a
Are you
collection that way.
You do
Selling
spread the
anything?
wealth, right?
Yeah, no, we do. My son is. I'm not going to out what his Instagram is, but he's got a little Instagram page that he started, not related to baseball. I mean, it was related to baseball, but not cards. And he had 25. He has 25,000 followers, and then
Sheesh.
25,000.
Yeah, and then-
Holy.
yeah.
What did he do there?
Well, I don't think anybody knows it's him doing it. That's why I don't want to
Oh,
There you
out
go.
it necessarily.
Yeah, and I'm not going to out it either,
But-
but I had no idea he had that many.
Yeah,
Wait, I
well-
think I got 13 followers now.
But what he did was he did an offshoot of that and a cards page with the same name, and he's probably got 13 or 1400 on that one, and so he does the legwork, the stuff where I don't want to sit there and
So
throw
can-
cards down every day.
So
and
can
sell 'em.
he give me some advice on how to get the turf and dirt? Because we're up to
He would have
we
to
haven't
give
even
you
hit
advice.
Are we at 3,000 yet?
Just shy.
We're just shy of 3,000, and that's hammering it out.
Well, he
and that's me with 7 different accounts.
Jeez.
he started the original one in June of 2019, and he was
What?
and we said if you get to 1,000, maybe we'll get a shirt printed up or something that says it on there, and then he's got 25,000.
He must have a whole wardrobe now.
Well,
Like,
we
that is
never did
nuts.
it. We
Oh,
never did
man.
it. So yeah, but he's
You
got,
owe him a shirt.
he's got some ex big leaguers and stuff that follow him. They have no idea.
I don't know. When he hits 16, I think we hire him as our
What kind
social
of
media
content does he
guy.
really?
Well, okay, I'll go ahead and just. So it's MLB Police, and what it started out as is he would look at comments or people would tag him, and he would arrest somebody who made a stupid comment because there's all kinds of stupid
Oh yeah,
comments.
sure.
Oh, that's
So-
kind of an interesting.
so what-
like,
what
I
he-
always wondered what the MLB Police really thing was.
Yeah.
that is cool.
And
That's
so,
a good angle.
So he would grab the comment, post it, and then have something where he said, he arrested him for doing this and this and this. And it wasn't just shaming somebody, but it was also pointing out why it was dumb.
Yeah.
And making an argument like that. And it just resonated. And pretty soon it was snowballing, and he gets hits all the time.
That's
And-
awesome.
That's he's an influencer. He's in the
He-
turf and dirt column.
Well, it's
right?
funny
No,
because
he's better than.
for the World Series in 2019, Topps contacted him and asked him to be an influencer
What?
and post something. And so he has
That's
they paid peanuts, but he had a little he has a
But
contract.
that's still,
yeah,
I
he has
mean,
a
as a
contract.
15-year-old kid.
Yeah, and so it was their Topps Now deal, and so he had to post on his page about Topps Now and do that and fulfill the contract.
Wow.
So yeah, he's learning business.
Did you know
things
this?
Like that.
I had no idea. I had no
That
freaking
is-
idea that
I've
every time he
I've seen
came
his
into the
Instagram
shop,
tag.
it was royalty.
What I want to know is how's the next guest going to top this guy?
We're
And
gonna
his
get the
son.
kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Definitely.
Yeah, we
nothing
got to
I
get
do.
we
The
got to
kid
get
is gonna top him.
MLB Police on the pod.
Yeah.
He's
We
got to
want
be
the
our
real
next guest.
deal,
You
not
know me
this.
and you are under arrest.
Yeah,
We are under arrest.
But
right at the table.
But yeah, he does the legwork on selling. I mean, he's doing it too much. Actually, he needs to concentrate a little bit more on school. But
So-
he's selling them all the time. And
Let me
Good
ask
for
you
him.
though, because as a parent, right? Does that because it seems like today we're in the day of if you don't have a same opinion, there's a lot of hate out there. I mean, does that concern you?
I keep on top of it because he's said a couple things in the interest of humor that aren't very funny. And
Yeah,
and,
but
you
there
know,
are
so I have
people
to-
that are just mean to be mean. Like,
Does
Yeah.
he get
Oh,
any
yeah.
hate from
Yes.
this?
Nothing
that bothers him.
No, nothing that. I mean, no threats.
That's what it's
anything
all
like
about.
that, so
If the kid is smart enough to understand or separate
Yeah.
himself from,
well,
just
he
the-
can
his
handle his
baggage that
own. I
come with
mean,
it.
you have a conversation with him in the shop, like he can handle his own, right? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about because we get it business wise, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, people are just for the sake of being nasty.
What made
Like,
him take that route? That's just
That's
very
a unique. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. He just came up with it, and I didn't even think it was that smart of an idea. But I was like, okay, well, whatever. And
It
like I
just
said, if
seems
he get to 1,000, then fine. And
way out
it
there.
just went boom, and
Oh, good on him.
Top's conked that though.
he,
Top's listening to this.
Yeah.
Watch us.
another one real quick. Ryan Sandberg last
Rhino.
year, he called out, I think it was Acuna, who was showboating after a home run or something, and so MLB police arrested Sandberg, and Sandberg did not like it, and he
really?
He went after him.
Oh,
That
wow.
is freaking amazing.
Would you be upset if Rhino went after you?
No, he can come with me all day long.
I want to now. I'm just going to comment on. I'm going to make dumb comments on every MLB post to sound. Just arrest me, please.
Because it's almost like a status symbol now. To
Yeah,
get
I
arrested,
just want to be.
right?
I want to be arrested by a 15-year-old.
Can you give us the name of the what his name is? The username is on it.
Yeah,
That's what it
it's
is.
MLB
MLB
police.
Okay,
police.
Yeah.
he's got a fan. I'm gonna jump on.
MLB.police.
Yeah, so he jumps on our lives.
Yeah, I've
quite a
seen him
bit,
on the
so
lives.
he'll jump on and
Yeah,
I saw
that
him
one's the
also,
card.
so.
That's the Cards offshoot. But
Yeah.
it's funny because he's seen hits or things like that of people that are following him that are also following Turf and Dirt, and so
Just
it's a small world.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
comes around goes around. I mean, it really is. So,
But like you said, I mean, just what he's learning. Yes, it might be the card world, because I think that's huge, especially if he's selling.
Right.
I mean, I got my older boys who are into it, and learning that aspect, I think, is huge. Yes, definitely schoolwork comes first, but I
Right.
mean, this is stuff that they
Absolutely.
can't teach you in
It's
school.
real life lesson.
Like, that's huge.
yeah,
And right now, trading is it's like day trading. So
It
it's,
is.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
and we're in unprecedented times in the card market. You know what I mean? Like, we've never seen dollars like this before. Back in the day, people make the argument, well, early 90s, it was this much too. And well, yeah, I would agree. But the problem is, back then, boxes were $20. They
Yeah.
weren't $1,000 on release day, right? Like, a common box price now, I think your average football release is over $300.
Yeah.
It's like Boiler Room.
I mean, that's unprecedented. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, you need to venture him out. He needs to become the NFL police and the
Absolutely.
I told him.
I mean,
but
at
he was
this
spending,
Wait, I'm
he
jumping
was
on that one
spending
right
some-
now.
See, he knows a lot about baseball, football, not as much, and so
Hockey police.
Okay, let's bring
so
him in, and I'll sit
let me
with
ask
him.
you a question, though. This is going to segue into the next. So, if you guys had to branch out to another sport, which one would you choose? Like, what do you feel like you're the closest to getting there?
I think card wise, when we do buy cards, it's basketball. Even though we watch very little basketball, it's more football that we watch. But I
Is he
think
a Seahawk fan?
yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, yep, yeah, all Seattle sports.
But you
Yeah.
think card wise, it would be, if you guys were
I think
really to hit it hard, it'd be basketball would be your closest.
probably, but
Financially,
it's priced
that's
us
the
out.
whole.
that's
Yeah,
that's the jump.
Yeah,
that's tough.
he's gonna have to arrest a lot of people.
For now.
Oh, yeah.
For now.
But football is gaining, and I think if prices and things keep the way they're going, football is going to surpass.
See, what's
basketball.
great is because there is such a plethora of excelling rookies this year that I think that's what's right now. It's making football worth it, though, at that price point.
Yeah, but you know football better than you know basketball. I bet there's a guy that knows basketball as well as you know football that would make that same argument about basketball.
Yep.
At that price point, though, we were talking about like 3 times the price of what football is going for.
The tough thing about football, I think, is the career life of the individual player. So,
Sure.
they
Tell
shine,
that to Frank Gore.
They shine bright.
Well,
yeah.
unless you're a quarterback and you're
Right.
playing 17 years, 15
Yeah,
Tell
no,
that to
there
Frank
are,
Gore.
there are some exceptions.
Daniel Jones,
He just
who
wants to
trips
play
at
with
the
his
20,
kid.
right?
That's why
Yeah.
he wants to keep hanging.
Gore-
around.
G incognito.
Gore is awesome.
So let's switch gears a little bit, I think. So I think we got a handle on, definitely Ryan has the resume to sit at this table, right?
Yeah, and or his kid does.
Yeah.
Well, I think Ryan
Vicariously.
has a pretty good resume to go. So
Well, his kid put him on the guest list, so
Yeah.
we're
That's
gonna talk a little bit about, and this is gonna be a subject that Ryan can weigh in on because it is about baseball. And we're gonna talk a little bit about Topps 2020 update. Now, there was a lot of controversy, and I didn't realize it until about a week before release what the controversy was. Topps announced they were pushing rookies that should have had rookie cards in update, pushing them to Series 1 and or Series 2 to make those products more marketable. I'm assuming they're obviously
Yeah.
not going to come out and say we want our products to be worth more money, later. So, because I believe their print runs for Series 1 and 2 are twice what they do for update. So the question, the question needs to be like, this is the first time a company who Major League Baseball has said Evan White has been a rookie the entire season.
But we're going to pause.
Joe Adell for majority of the season, right? Joey Bart for the majority of the season. I don't know where Casey Mize entered the Major League.
No.
But
Ian Anderson, like I said, that's one guy I'm
Alec
hunting
Baum.
for.
Alec Baum. So this is the first time a company, despite the fact that Major League Baseball said, no, these guys are rookies, these guys are going to get rookie cards in their second year. How do you feel about that?
Put an asterisk next to it.
Well,
No.
they did that with Jordan, though, this year.
They
Yeah.
did.
Jordan was a huge, even Bichette really was.
So that was kind
Yeah,
of the
they-
test case, right?
Yeah.
And they got blowback for that. I mean, it was a big deal. And
yeah, but that made every release that came out this year, like, still Chronicles. Where's Bichette? Where's, Jordan? You were still looking for those throughout the whole
well, you
year.
need something to chase. I mean,
Yeah.
your chase can't be the numbered to 10 Ken Griffey Jr.
So those are-
there's a lot of disdisappointed people, right?
Those
I
are the
mean,
ones that they're just setting up for next year. These are going to be the.
So you're okay with it?
These are the givens. Yeah, it's because those are the for sure rookies that you want to be hunting for.
Sure.
Well, Series 1, typically isn't that great. I mean, I think 17 had Judge. 18, I don't know
19
who
was
they had.
probably the worst. Series
Kyle-
1
Kyle
19
Tucker
was,
was it. I mean-
awful.
Yeah.
I'm all for it because it gives that guy who didn't get him in the first round, it gives him another chance to pick those guys up.
Yeah.
And who knows what the value might be different wise as far as it'll probably just vary. It's probably just a couple bucks difference, if anything. But
Well, I mean, we live in a day of sliding scales, right? I mean,
Yep.
For me, I hate it. I don't like it. It's allowing a card company to dictate outside of what the typical rules were to prop their product up.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about price. We talk about, basically the biggest argument is price. And now we're okay with them artificially pumping up a title. I have a hard time being okay with it because where does it stop? I mean, then does it become because the next evolution from this is once everybody gets used to it is you take a rookie card and put his rookie when he's a second or a third year player.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, where do you draw
Where
the
do you
line?
stop?
but I just think they're doing that because of the circumstances in our world right now.
I don't think so. Because
I
the
think this
thing
is
with
just a
Jordan,
business decision.
What's that?
because with Jordan, it was before COVID.
That was prior. Yeah.
So I think they were testing the waters beforehand. I didn't realize they were doing it at this scale.
That's true.
This is a sort of combined question, but like a guy for football, James Robinson, undrafted. Next year, if he was to be in a series, in Chronicles or anything like that, does that count as his rookie card?
Does he have the service time to get the rookie endorsement from MLB?
Well, he would. No, this
Or
would be.
NFL.
He's going to play a whole year, but
I
he was
don't-
undrafted. I don't know how that works.
I'm unfamiliar with the NFL side of it. I'm
Mm.
more familiar with what the major league service time is and what that stamp does. So I can't. That's a tough one for me to answer
Yeah, I'm just
because I would
curious
be
how that
outside of
works.
my box if I weighed in on that.
But I think to Devin's point, I mean, if you think about all the rookies that could have been in there that you named,
Mm-hmm.
they would have been in Update and they would have been in Update Chrome, and then the year's over, and there's no more rookies. And
Correct.
next
Yeah.
year you do tops.
They get everything.
You get Series 1, you get Chrome, you get
You
every
do.
release.
But is that then laying the groundwork to be propping up releases every like?
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
We're starting to manipulate now because typically when you were stuck if a rookie came up late and he had enough service time to get
All you
the
get is
rookie
update card,
That's
and
all
that's it.
that, but that was the way it was, right? And it was
That's
that way
rough.
for a lot of players. But now it's we can if there's enough or the impact is good enough, we can push them around the board a little bit. And I have an issue with it.
But out of those, like the main guys that you're talking about, are any of them like chasers? Like besides for a PC person?
well, I think
Jo-
Baum was
Baum?
he was one of the finalists, I think, for rookie. There
yeah,
was-
he
Baum.
was.
Yes, he
So
was.
that would be.
Joe
attest to
Joe
that.
Adele would be a huge chase in it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
Joey
if I'm sold
Bart
on him.
Joey Bart. I hate to say it
I could see
because
Baum.
we have a history, but Joey Bart would definitely be a chase.
All
Casey
that after.
Mize.
And mind you,
Casey Mize
they
is
only
a
played
chase.
80 games,
60
or 60.
Yeah.
60,
Yeah.
and they played almost a third
ish.
ish of a season. Yeah, so I know that it's rough that COVID set a certain amount of rules, but we're trying to apply we're moving the
Yeah,
scale
like you said.
around from each,
Dictating
and that's kind of tough.
the
And
value of somebody.
I would hate to see where this goes from here if it goes unchecked. You know what I mean? Like, That would be kind of a problem.
So you think that the LCS owners have more of an issue with it than just the collectors?
Well, I
Yeah.
think some LCS owners don't care. Like,
Okay.
If it matters, if they're able to get more money out of a box, fine.
I'm
but-
trying to think on the other side, because like you're saying, is if they came out now, you're looking at just 2 titles that would have their rookie card.
Yep.
And that's it.
I think
And as-
if they would have sprinkled somebody in there though, besides just the Rosarino, and I think it'd be flying off the
But
shelves.
a Rosarino, I have his rookie cards in Prism and
and
Archives.
he was in
and-
Series 1.
Yeah, so it's like,
He was, and then he was traded.
but I have all of my rookies of his are all Tampa Bay. They're not. I don't have a Cardinals one, and I got several different, tops
So-
or Panini Optic.
It is a thing, like for me, but I consider myself an enigma. Yeah, I mean, is it better for an LCS owner? Yeah, sure, because it makes other titles more profitable.
Sought after, yeah.
It means that you can't keep Series 1 in stock or Series
Yeah.
2 or however they decide to lay it out. But I can't on one day claim to not like certain things and then readjust it because it affects my bottom line. I mean,
As long as it's not a retail only rookie.
correct. That
would be awesome.
I speak out against retail quite a bit. I mean, unfortunately you have to carry it once in a while when it comes to you, but I'm a believer in what we believe,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that doesn't change on a daily basis. So, yeah, I have an issue with it. Tops might have an issue, other LCS owners might have an issue, but they're not running my shop. So,
For sure.
I just want to make sure that we're not creating an unattainable market as a result for your average collector. Right now, a lot of people are squeezed out of the hobby, right? Update right now is affordable,
Yeah, I don't know.
but it's not flying off the shelves, right? Like, because there's not a lot to get out of it. So
Yeah.
if we make the ones that are sought after $500 a box, what, let's just say, kid is going to come in and be able to afford that?
Yeah, no, that's right.
It has to be somebody with a good, I mean, not even a decent job. Like, you've got to have a good job to be able to afford to pay for it.
Got to be a lawyer.
Well, I was going to say it's not really a kid's hobby anymore.
No.
It isn't, no.
That's the problem.
And that's why, we talked about last week with My First Break, with Ultra Pro.
Yeah, no, that was a good thing.
There's little programs that will exist, but once those go away and we get back to normal sports card world, we've got to figure out, where do these kids and people that maybe can't afford $500 boxes, where do they fit in? Or is it just good for us to just ask them out of the entire process?
That's where
I don't
Well,
like
they're
that.
hoping that seed that they're planting takes, and maybe these kids will start off with collecting individual cards
or they stick to
and
retail.
work their way and stick to retail if they can find it.
It's
Well,
gonna
that's the problem.
it's gonna be an interesting to see where it goes. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, that's seeing the different perspectives of it, because I'm thinking, no, it's not a big deal, but the LCS side of it. And
it is. I mean, it's but the funny part is when it comes to being a local card shop owner, like, this is an issue, but tomorrow there's going to be 3 other issues.
tomorrow somebody's going to break into your shop.
Right, and that's we're going to get to
That
that,
was
in
yesterday,
a little
right?
bit. So, but anyway, you actually brought it out, huh? Got the crowbar. All right, so Tops update. I think
We are breakers, aren't we?
Yeah,
We are.
Are we?
absolutely. So we got to the Tops update thing. So I think right now is a good time that we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break. You're going to hear a few words from Turf and Dirt, and we will be back right after
Yeah, buddy.
this message.
we're back.
All right, guys, we are back. So, topic coming up next. Now, this was an interesting one, and it was posed when, unfortunately, Kobe passed away. Kobe being a legitimate redemption in a lot of product, right? Nobody was anticipating his death, right? He was a partner in Panini, like he was one of their flagship athletes. Okay. So people asked, and even now with product, they're pulling like hoops and they're pulling redemptions. What do we do about redemptions? So Panini finally released what their plan was for Kobe redemptions. So we're going to go over some of that right now. So apparently, they have a stockpile of Kobe stuff, right? Whether it be stickers in their vault, autographed, or cards already signed. So redemptions, as they come in, they will try to fill with the card and something close to it, they said.
Comparable.
Something equivalent, I think was the word they used. Now, for those that turn in an expired redemption, okay, they will obviously not honor those, and they will give whatever the market value is, half of that in rewards points.
Your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, we've had episodes of how volatile I am with
Points.
Your
rewards
stacks
points.
of points.
And then now with the people that have a legit redemption on time, but there is no card because Kobe is no longer with us, they have actually decided to go back to the well, create some mosaic cards. And this is the interesting part. So they're going to create 5 exclusive mosaic cards of the top players. Luka, Zion, Ja Morant, LeBron James, okay?
Yeah.
And then they decided to create their own parallel categories. So in these Kobe redemption packs, they're calling them, there will be a possibility of purple snakeskin, purple and gold snakeskin, gold snakeskin, and black snakeskin, which is the one-on-one. So
you
the
imagine?
Black Mamba whole.
I think I want that more than I want the actual redemption just because of the rarity.
So that's 5 cards, but the Kobe redemption packs are 6 cards. So the 6th card will be a Kobe tribute card that will be part of a 48 card set that they're doing. Why 48? I have no idea.
24 times 2.
Wow. You still look confused.
12 times 4.
8 times 6.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
yeah,
The
see, I
8.
wasn't even remotely like mentally there to even process that whole thing. So the question, the thing I want to get back to is the expired redemption part, right? Because we were told we need some friction, so this is gonna be a little bit of friction. So what do you do with those guys that Kobe passes away, right? Rest in peace. Gets a redemption. Panini has no clue what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
He holds it, not knowing, and it expires during the time while they're figuring it out. And then now his redemption is expired, so he only has an option of getting half the value and in points.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
That's terrible. I can understand if it was like you bought old product.
And there's no exceptions, they said. There is absolutely no exceptions in any of this.
Well, that's why Panini won Customer Service Award, right?
They did, yeah.
Nice.
They placed
77th.
They placed second, and there was only 2 in the running. So
They placed 3rd, and there was 2
there was
in the
only
running.
2, and they placed 4th. So Topps won the first 3, and Panini came in dead last.
That makes sense why their customer service is bad, because that if there's not an exclusion, like if it was anything during this year or the first 6 months of the year, they should.
I mean, if the banks are doing
they
it
should
and
honor
the schools
it.
are doing it,
Yeah.
everybody seems to be doing something to help
Come
out.
on, I don't have to pay my home
Humanity,
loan.
Come
for,
on, man. Give me the black and
Yeah,
gold.
doesn't the eviction moratorium lift on December 31st?
I think they extended it.
Did they?
Your governor Inslee did.
Oh, sweet. So we're good, Stace. We can.
I don't know. I think he's asking for an extension.
Oh, did he win re-election? Oh yeah, he did. I think.
Yeah, you never have to pay rent again.
Oh, sweet.
Sheesh.
Oh,
But you'll,
right.
we heard
but you'll
it
be
from a
closed
lawyer.
forever.
No, yeah, well.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So I know we've had the conversation about profiting off players' deaths, right?
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive to that issue. So I can imagine these Kobe Redemption packs being sent off. And can I use the word? Would you let me use the word this time? Or is that...
Bago?
Yeah.
No.
Is that all right?
I guess. Come on.
Okay, so
Bag of
since we have a guest, I'll refrain. But a super bag of hairy knuckles. And you start to see these packs go for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. How do you feel about it?
Just like everything else we've discussed in the past, it's all on the customer.
Yeah.
It's all on the person buying it. Do you want to buy it? You know what I'm saying? Is that's your MO
Is that the only way you can weigh in, though? Is just if you are dumb enough to buy it or not? I mean, just as somebody seeing it, if you're outraged, don't you have a...
To me, I might be dumb enough. If I'm going to buy a basketball, that might be a product that I'm buying is specifically those. Just because I.
So
think
if we have a natural disaster and your kid needs milk and you're going to buy a gallon off you for $800, because I got a lot of gallons.
No, my kid doesn't drink milk. None of
Well,
my
if he
kids
did,
do.
orange
No.
juice, Kool-Aid, Monster, I don't know.
No.
Bang.
I heard. Hey,
How'd you get
just
that case of Monster?
reuse
by the way?
reuse the piss.
You know,
We're
I mean,
good.
it's one of those things. Are you going to pay? You know, it's gouging.
Supply and demand. I think it's a really cool aspect
Let
that
me
they're
ask you this
doing.
next question, and this is one I want an honest answer from everybody. Okay, obviously, I have a moral code that probably should not allow me to be a business owner, right? Do you think Turf and Dirt's going to survive based on my wacky, like, won't profit on players' deaths and, you know, Tops being a bag of hairy knuckles because, you know, they're going to overcharge to prop up their product?
But I mean,
I
you're not going to have that product. You're not going to be selling it. You're not going
You're
to be
talking about the Kobe? No, I don't have
cards.
any Kobe Redemptions in, so it's not a world I'm going to touch.
You're not going to, unless somebody brings in those cards to try
Correct.
to sell to you.
Correct.
Then how do you value that? If somebody was to bring you the purple snake skin, you know,
Yeah, that's a good question.
He wants that 150,000 point card.
Yeah, are you tradesies?
I'll give them all my points that I have stocked up easily. That's an easy trade. I mean, you're going to have to try to comp them, but you know, once they start to hit, right? There's no comps for a while.
No, yeah.
Right? Because how many? Even if you know
and how fast are they going to get those back?
So they're starting around the beginning of December. They said is when they're going to start issuing
Shipping them out.
Right. Start issuing the Kobe Redemption packs.
So that's actually, I mean, that's good news because I'm thinking that, you got to send it in and then they're going to hit you up with still 120 days and next thing you know it's Christmas next year.
I have a feeling, my guess is, and I don't know if producer would agree with me, most likely by the first of the year we're going to see either the mosaic cards out of a redemption pack or somebody's going to message us on Instagram, Facebook, hey, I have one. Would you be interested?
And this is really,
and I have no idea how to even value that, to be honest with you.
So what product we're talking about? Basically anything that's released this year?
Yeah, I know that there was a lot of Kobe Redemptions in like 1920 hoops.
I mean, the odds of really pulling one in general is probably pretty hard.
It is. I mean,
but I mean, for me to personally try to get a pack of that, damn, it makes me intrigued in buying and hoping to pull a Kobe Redemption.
So what would happen though if you did? What would you? I mean, let's say you were able to get a hold of a Kobe Redemption pack. What would you do with it?
I would keep them. I think that sounds like a cool collector.
But see, that is a whole different model of no. I would try to flip it, right?
No,
I
couldn't. I mean, unless it was like a LeBron card. I'm not a LeBron guy.
So I mean, why couldn't? I mean, because you know that. I mean, could you imagine pulling a Kobe black like the black snake skin, the black Mamba? Yeah. I mean, that thing is $1 million easy.
But still not
guarantee it.
But it wouldn't reach Trout's level of card.
I mean, if it's,
that would surpass
3.4.
Trout's.
If it's guaranteeing my kids college or something, maybe. But if we're talking
one or all of them,
well, we're talking about all 20. I mean, if it's only
so he actually pumped out the number this time.
if it's like $500, I'm probably anything under 500. I probably wouldn't even bother batting an eye.
You wouldn't try to sell it to get that illusion box.
No, it's not. I would definitely keep it.
I respect that.
Collecting, I think for the unique, the rarity of it,
What do you think, Ryan? I mean,
I think it depends on the time where you pull it. I mean, right now, the market will bear pretty big cards.
Sure.
I mean, and who knows what 2-3 years is going to bring. I mean, so
I mean, that could be 20 times the value in 3 years.
It could be, or it could be a third.
Right. I mean, it could come out that Kobe had some.
But there's several cards in this pack too. So.
There's 6 cards, right? And it could be a Luka, it could be a Zion, it could be a Ja, Tyler Hero.
I mean, so even on that aspect, if you're getting a Luka in this rare color breakdown, that's huge.
What scares me though is in the phrasing of the story, Panini said you can get these great rookies, and the first one listed was Luka with LeBron, Tyler Hero, like, okay, so we're talking about rookies. Like, you can get these great rookies, and the first dude you talk about isn't even a rookie.
So it's not like Zion and Ja. Like
it was, these great rookies, and it was. I remember Luka was the first one, and that stuck out. Like,
because that is true.
Luka's a second-year player.
Well, you can't classify when nobody else in that besides Hero that you're mentioning is a rookie, so you can't start off
right.
By
so
saying,
the big names were like Luka, Zion, Ja. Tyler Hero was the last one mentioned.
I'm sending it out to get graded first and foremost.
That's to be honest.
Forget everything.
Are you doing the 1-day turnaround?
Huh?
Are you doing the 1-day turnaround?
I'll do the overnight 1-day turnaround.
He's flying directly and watching the person grade it.
It'll be handcuffed to my briefcase to my.
So we'll get you a flawless box, and you can just handcuff
Yeah.
that.
Who's it, Vegas Dave? I'd probably give him a call.
Dave. There you go. Look at that.
How about Gary
Pulling
V?
out. Really? You said that name on this show?
On this show, in your face.
I had to hit you with that crowbar that you had hidden.
Just to knock off my guy.
So, but I do have to say, good on Panini for trying to get it resolved. I mean, that is a big issue, right? Being a flagship athlete for them, that's a tough thing, right? Athlete dies prematurely. I mean, the circumstances were all. I mean, I remember the day.
Yeah, no, that's
like we were ripping on Instagram when somebody came in. I thought it was a joke. Like, that's not funny. I remember saying that out loud. That's like, dude, that's not funny. It's like, no, it's breaking news.
You mean nobody
ESPN.
came in and said, hey, before they even mentioned it to you that you didn't know, give me all the Kobe's you have?
No.
And then tell you.
So we saw it first on Instagram, and I can't, because I had one guy come in here and tell me, it's going to piss me off too, but see, you got me down that path, and I got to go. So came in here and saw what I was charging for my Kobe rookies, and was like, what are you doing, man? You're a shame to this business if you're not jacking that price up, and you need to put it over what the value is, because he died yesterday or today, or no, at the time it was yesterday. And oh God, I couldn't do it. So we put a moratorium. Every time an athlete dies, we put a moratorium on selling his stuff for a period of time.
He was in. I think it was the weekend before he died. He was in
here.
Kashmir.
Sure.
Over watching girls basketball.
Yeah, he
was huge with his, the AAU team. He was coaching and mentoring with his daughter, and which, I have a daughter, and so like softball and everything. I mean, I got it, and I mean, that's brutal, man. And a guy who hated the wait in traffic, like his issue was he could not. His day was so busy he couldn't sit in a car and wait in traffic. That's why he went to helicopter. And come to find out, that ended up being his demise. So,
but yeah, that one rookie where he's holding the trophy or a basketball, I can't remember, but it went up to over $1,000 PSA.
Yeah, and his tops rookie now is easily $300. I mean, when I started the shop, it was a $12 card. I mean, legit. And right now, you can get, even today, November 10th, it's $300. So.
Yeah, on the death side of spiking card prices, it's a little rough, but
we've discussed this already.
Yeah,
it cleansed his legacy a little bit too.
It did. So. He had a little black eye once in a while. I mean, he was not a perfect man, so unless something else comes out later, I mean, his legacy was a little more cemented.
His wife seems to be doing a pretty good job at carrying his legacy.
Seems
pretty
to
strong.
be right. And I made the comment before. I mean, we've talked about it. I know one of the first books that I read opening up the shop was the Black Mamba.
The Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality, yeah. And a lot of it was about basketball, like how to dribble and,
But it's the way of life. You don't.
Yeah,
dribble.
you don't vision me dribbling a basketball.
No.
Like,
but he had his
dribbling.
mentors. He
did, mentors. And he talked a lot about it. And he also talked about what you need to do to succeed. So, are we doing okay? All right. So,
I'd still flip the card.
So we're gonna So we're going to talk about next topic before we get to FanDuel. FanDuel's been kind of divisive lately. What the hell's been happening?
I'm doing whatever I can. It's just not working.
We're going to talk about unanimous.
Unanimous.
I'm wearing the jersey in celebration. I'm not turning around because it'll make my rear end look big. Kyle Lewis won unanimous AL Rookie of the Year this year.
I think that was for sure. Should have, well.
It should have been, but more importantly, is there a problem? Are we having issues?
No, just charging.
All right. So, but more importantly, my boy Evan won his Gold Glove at first base for the American League.
Yeah, that team short season, some injuries. Matt Olson couldn't repeat
It's that
again.
sliding scale thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets to use it, so why not? So, but J.P. Crawford won gold. So we had two Seattle Mariners win gold, which is unusual.
That's the only gold or any rings that they're winning.
Oh boy.
But I think
wearing a Bengals jersey.
Yeah, that's
that's true. I'll give you that one, touche. But what I heard Crawford say, what I thought was surprising, was and he's here to stay. That was his stamp on it. And I mean, for a franchise that's not winning, and I mean they have a brighter future, but I mean that was pretty cool, and that should be good for the Mariner fan base to hear. Somebody who's
as a
I'm
fan
here.
for me, for JP, because he's the kind of guy that you build a team around.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he's not a superstar.
No, he's like the Andrelton Simmons.
But he is a guy that he is an important part to a team and winning a championship. For him to say, "I'm here to stay," I mean, he was a Philly, right? And I mean, the Philadelphia Phillies organization is been around a long time. That's a big organization to leave from, right? So he's seen it bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
And for him to sit there and say, "Hey, I'm here to stay,"
I really respected that.
For us is exciting as Mariner fans. So
I think if their bats can approach what their gloves are doing, those two guys, it'd be fantastic.
Are we all right?
My Alec Baum lost out by 21 points, second place.
So who did win Rookie of the
Devin
Year?
Williams.
Devin Williams. I actually encountered his
closer
that
status.
Was
He was
basketball card.
Devin Williams, Alec Baum, 21 points behind.
Cronenworth
and then Cronenworth was no.
How do you
Last
feel? How do
was,
you feel about that though?
Baum?
Yeah.
To be honest,
give me a rookie card next year.
I didn't watch any of Bohm's games.
You're going to be all over the Series 1, huh?
But his numbers, I think, were, to me, when I'm looking at it, deserving. But again, I just don't think that the pitchers get enough love in those Rookie of the Year type of things. So that was a shocker to see him.
I think the 54 strikeouts and 37 innings was the big one for Williams. I mean, that's an insane number of strikeouts.
Don't get me wrong, my Phillies could use him, but
yeah, your bullpen. How many more games would they have won with him?
You know what the insane thing is that subject was actually brought up on Instagram today, and the question, I don't know if you were on when that happened, but
no.
It was talked about a guy who is not big in baseball, and he's trying to equate football to baseball.
Oh, I did. What the pitcher thing?
He's like, his pitchers are the equivalent of a quarterback in NFL for collecting, and it's like, absolutely not.
They are not the
position
keystone.
player is what you want in an autograph, not a pitcher.
Skilled player.
I mean, that's
who's the holy grail of pitchers in baseball card collecting
right now?
I'd say Kershaw probably.
Really?
I mean,
like all time.
If you go,
I mean, like
all time,
not all time.
Like current player.
I
mean, it still doesn't hold the value that the other guys hold them.
It's got to be Chris Bosio.
He's got a no.
He does. Played for 9 teams, but he's got a wicked goatee too.
But yeah, I don't feel like a lot of pitchers get sought after.
The funny part is and I heard this year with Topps Chrome. It was the horizontal pitcher autograph, the HPAs.
Oh, that's terrible.
They hate it.
Shit, I got the Savale a couple times.
But if you look at Garrett Cole or DeGrom, I mean, they've been having a stranglehold on the league, and their rookies aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a DeGrom rookie for less than $5, right? I mean, I'm talking non-autograph. Autographed, obviously, $20-ish.
I'd say probably Babe Ruth.
All-time pitcher, Red Sox pitcher. Through what? How many innings did he pitch before he took over to the offensive side of the game?
I think he was a 20-game winner one season.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, for me, that's the one thing that I'm looking for is Ian Anderson next year. So I am looking for a rookie.
So I wondered now, if you break that down, is there a position player that's sought after more than others?
First base,
outfield,
catchers,
number 12,
outfield.
Yeah, no, not catchers.
He actually
I think
won.
catchers are about the same as pitchers.
He actually
Yeah.
won Gold Glove this year at first base.
Look at Yachty. Yachty doesn't get much love.
And Yachty did.
Yanni, he sings
he's
a
number
mad
one.
ballad.
He's number one in my catcher book right there. That guy.
Oh, he's
Yanni is absolutely. He's got the locks flowing. Always wearing a white suit when he does his thing. Doesn't he do a Christmas album too?
Oh
No.
God.
Can I say Christmas? Is that all right?
no. Happy holidays.
All right. So let's get so enough of. We don't need to man love my Evan White. Everybody's jealous. I got my little wallpaper on.
I'm
my
not
computer.
jealous until we get him
And I love that
on the show.
And I love that our guest has mentioned Alec Baum twice. Out of the
Yes,
blue.
and you're gonna gloat about this for the next 3 days,
Sure, I
right?
want my Baum shirt today.
Assuming nobody breaks into the shop.
It's probably
tonight.
the only Baum shirt in the state of Washington.
Probably, I would.
It depends on what kind of
I
bomb.
agree with that.
Depends on what kind of bomb you're
Yeah.
talking about.
You just
here.
never can say it in the airport. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, when you're on an airplane, I wouldn't talk about him.
Look at my bomb.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
shirt.
Baum. I'm Baum.
No, you're just a bum.
All right, so this is Devin's time to shine.
No, it's not mine 'cause I lost.
F is going on with FanDuel?
My daughter beat me this week.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, she had Cam Newton, and up until last night, I think she finished 3 points shy of first.
So
place.
what I'm impressed with is he sat here and admitted to that.
Oh no, for sure. And she was on the computer.
So is she doing your team picking now? From
No,
now
she was
or
on the
what?
computer today working on her own team.
I was generating analytical stuff just to try to get up there.
Yeah, no, it's what's
Can you spell analytical?
you're getting a lot of committees going on, and then there was the Tom Brady stinker. You had a lot of issues. I mean,
Let's talk about Brady for a minute, though. So Tom Brady is not in a system he's familiar with, right? So Tom Brady, before Tampa Bay this year, was considered the greatest quarterback, which I can argue all day.
yeah,
The greatest quarterback ever to strap on football pads.
No.
Okay, he was considered a lock
GOAT.
at being the greatest of all time. And now that he's in a system that's unfamiliar, he does not have a support. And you can make the argument that New
He does.
England didn't have a good supporting cast.
he has a better supporting cast, I think, now than he ever did.
But he is
Minus the Randy Moss.
faltering as.
But he's not. It was
a
just this
quarterback.
game. He was 6. They were 6-2.
Really?
They were 6-2 going into this loss.
5-2.
5-2. Okay, so it's they.
Let's just take it to 4-3. Let's just pretend they were 4-3 for.
Now we're getting into
5
Dolphin
minutes, right?
talk.
No.
What are the
Yes.
Giants doing right now?
We're 2 games out of first place.
Oh, so you have a shot.
We have a mathematical shot.
They're going to come on strong. The Giants are going to win that division, and they're going to hate their lives. They're going to be like, what did
So
we do?
does this year hurt Brady's legacy?
No. I think it helps his
Shit, that was
legacy.
I think
Fast.
next year will make or break it.
You think he's
No.
coming back next year?
Yeah.
I don't
Really?
think he can
1
do
year. I mean, I
anything to
think
break to
yeah.
ruin his legacy.
I think, yeah.
But
it's
I-
all,
I don't put him in-
Sweatshop
do you put him in
China
that
doesn't
category?
hurt him.
it's all recency bias. I mean,
I
if
don't-
you're looking at it right now or looking at it in the middle of next season, maybe. But
I don't
look at
s-
Montana, look at Favre, look at all those guys that went and played somewhere else for a year or two. And
I think if he just taking Tampa Bay, because they haven't won that division in, I think it was double-digit years, just taking them to the playoffs, he could retire and he would have accomplished something.
I mean, they haven't won the division since Dungy was coach, right?
Was it Dungy? Gruden?
Or was it Dungy or Gruden? I can't remember
Who was the
came
backfield?
first. Or,
Allstott and Dunn?
Yeah. You're in good hands with Allstott.
he still has autograph stuff out there.
Hey,
What?
he was good. I
His
love
new
Allstott.
product, the Allstott, is usually in
Old
Prism.
Buck stuff? Old Bucks?
No, he's usually in Prism every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like Allstott.
Pro penmanship is what they call it.
But yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely a rough week in FanDuel. I mean, I put up decent. I had Dalvin Cook, which was the top scorer this week. I think he's going to have a rough one this week. He's not going to go for another 40-plus, points.
So with top score, he still fell to your
I was sixth.
daughter.
Yeah, I was sixth.
How did Turf and Dirt fare?
I
this
don't even
week?
know if you guys were on the.
Yeah, you
Were
guys
we on the
were.
list?
You guys were. I think we were the only top 9 teams.
Is that where we're at? Top
Oh,
9?
yeah, you guys
Oh, so
are-
you
you guys
got
are down.
yours. You got yours submitted this week.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you weren't left in the dust, right?
And the whole Tom Brady thing, we should have that for another podcast. The discussion
Yeah.
of the whole greatest thing. 'Cause,
Tony was 11th.
Oh,
Really?
11th. So
I
didn't
was
you just
ninth.
didn't you just say
So- I
something
was
about
sixth at
top
one time.
9?
Turf and Dirt was 18th, and last week's winner was actually 14th. and John Potter, who was also
so
a
you're
two-time winner.
saying there's a chance.
Also a two-time winner, was 17th. So
We
it
need to
was a
get
bad
MLB
week.
police on this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had two. Yeah, my daughter, she finished 141. The winning score was 144.
Holy
So
crap.
there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people from 144 to 141. So it was a close tooth and nail.
As per the rules,
The
right?
Chili Dogs,
Is that who it is?
Northwest Chili Dogs, Chris Harveston.
Is that a Instagram name?
No, I don't know why he uses that. That's always his fantasy team.
I was gonna say
names.
like that.
He-
Instagram has the most unique. Like chili dogs would be.
Is it with a W?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not gonna fit, so don't try.
He's gonna shoehorn it.
Oh, she just
Oh.
dropped that right on you.
You
action.
shoehorn.
See, you
All right.
call it shoehorning. We call it where I'm from. We're Staceying it.
Yeah.
So the winning FanDuel, as per the contest rules, gets a $30 rip cred with Turf and Dirt, and he picked. Is it Chris?
Chris.
Chris picked Phoenix football, which is on fire right now. So we're going to go ahead and hit the record button. I don't have gloves on. This is going to be the first time I've ripped without gloves in
Do you think he was persuaded to choose that by his coworker?
Fortnite.
No, he's just been by everybody at work now.
All right, so I'm gonna lean into this a little bit more. So we got Todd Gurley, Kenny Galladay. We got Pink Michael Thomas. Little,
199.
I don't even have to say anything. He's got it figured
got
out.
you.
And then we got the best card of them all, the decoy.
Ooh, what do we got
The
there?
permanently damaged, weird spotted, rookie rising Jalen Hurts.
See, for some reason, is that a damage or is that just?
It's just a print flaw.
We're gonna call that a design when it's been that
Yeah.
consistent.
And then we got rookie Brian Edwards. So we have two top loadable cards out of this.
Jalen Hurts is a nice
You're
one.
like a reporter, like in the wind when the shit's blowing, and you're
Not
like,
just a kid reporter.
yeah.
Hey,
Isn't that what their dumpster?
we
are?
love kids.
Yeah, he
That's
just
what they-
glows. Look at him. He's just glowing.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
He's
Don't look under the
excited.
table.
I'm gonna have him rip all my packages, all my packs.
Just to keep up that excitement.
Don't, yeah,
My
I was
God,
gonna say.
man. He handles them with such finesse.
You know what the scary part is Ryan got an inside peek as to the debacle that is what we are. His opinion might be forever changed.
Tainted.
as to-
There might be the fetal position.
Yeah, I was going to say he's going to be out in his car crying, being like, I can't believe it.
Dad, are you okay? I'm okay.
Well,
I'm okay.
last week he was buying a couple of packs, or his friend bought a couple of packs, and he leaves, and the customer that was sitting in here, just ripping, he walks out the door. Right? I mean, the car must have pulled out. He pulled the Burrows,
Joe Burrow autographed.
autographed,
But what did you need to do?
He needed to take a
Chase him
picture
down.
and sent him
send
right
it to
away.
me.
But it all worked for the best because you can get that. Car
I
if you
can
want.
get it if I want
He
to.
has no love for it whatsoever.
Do you want to trade for it? He asked me that today.
I know. I don't know what he wants.
I messaged you word
Yes,
for word what he said.
Seahawks and Mariners and rookies.
Yeah, so he's looking at, because he asked me today, and he's like, I don't know what you're collect. I mean, because
Yeah, I don't know
before
what-
Turf and Dirt, I don't know what you were buying. So,
Nothing.
buying
He's
from
buying
he
from
asked me,
Joe's Sports
so
Cards.
Food.
Yeah.
did you really just plug his shit right on this thing? Can you believe that happened? Can you believe that?
I can't believe
You
it.
should hit him with the crowbar that's sitting right there. So
I need to buy a radio commercial.
there you go. We need to get a little radio spot. So anyway, he's willing to trade. So you just got to come up with a fair trade value. He's game for anything.
I want to know what he's valuing it at. I guess I got
ask him.
I got to comment.
I did
myself.
ask him,
And you
today.
better hurry because Rhino now he knows.
I did
You
ask
know,
him. By
what
the
did he-
way.
I could
what did he
grab it and
say?
Flip it for base.
So he looked at comps today, and it was anywhere from 300 to 400.
That's wild.
Everywhere
Because it's
in
not
between.
numbered, is it?
I don't think it is.
No.
That's wild that 300 to 400 we're talking about not numbered. But it's a gorgeous card.
But if you had it, you would be like 500 easy.
No, I wouldn't sell it.
Now that's what he asked me. Is like, because I think he would probably work you a generous deal,
Yeah.
knowing that would be your PC. Like,
yeah,
you would never
I got
trade
that
it.
that absolute from you guys. It's in the frame. It's not going anywhere.
But this one's, safe to say would eclipse the
Oh God!
absolute
I showed
auto
it to
by
my
far.
daughter, and my daughter lost her shit.
So we'll see if we can't get it hooked up for you.
yeah,
So
I mean it's a beautiful card.
And then the customer that came in after him
And pulls another Burrow card.
pulled this one.
And what did you see a need to do right away?
I've pulled
Contact
let Devin
out
know.
of all the NFL packs. I've pulled one Burrow card.
That's
I
crazy.
can't pull.
This guy, the second card there was pulled after the last 2 packs.
Yeah,
And then the other one was multiple packs throughout the whole thing.
yeah.
No.
It's just
You need to get on the Burrow train, Ryan. You're missing out.
I bought a few blasters of Absolute. Sorry, it's retail, but
That's all right.
But I mean, for
that's the only thing I can
breaking
get.
into football,
That's all I can get is Burrow.
Really?
It's the only guy I hit. Yeah.
You gotta change your PC.
That's not happening.
Yeah, you got to change it to Russell Wilson. You get it in everything.
Oh God. Deep breath.
All right.
I've
so-
actually started to be okay with Chase Claypool, to be honest.
Really, because I remember the
Yes.
first certified pack.
Everything I had was Claypool.
Chase Claypool. It ended up left in the sorting tray.
But the video that got me was this guy whose father had Alzheimer's, and
I remember you showed it to me.
Claypool reached out. It was like a TikTok video or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, I saw that.
Claypool reached out to him, he showed the video of him driving to FedEx or wherever and dropping off,
Yep.
sending this autographed jersey.
Signed jersey.
And for a rookie who's
And gloves.
yeah, who's in the sort of, I mean, he's one of the top rookies for sure. And for him to go out of his way and do that,
He wasn't going in, though.
in an organization where I don't think is like they're sort of a me organization.
Like the
I-
Bengals.
I thought that was huge. That you tell Chad Johnson that he's a me guy. All the stuff he does for
He's
people.
Ocho Cinco to me.
So, wrapping up FanDuel for this week. So, is there any big surprises, any trends we're looking for? anything
Got
like that?
actually a good Thursday night game. I feel like the last couple Thursday night games have been tankers, but this is Colts and Titans.
Okay.
So Derrick Henry, second leading rusher. Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook, they're 1-2 in rushing yards. The 3, 4, 5 guys are like 250 yards behind those two. I mean, that's an astronomical.
Game and a half,
That's huge amount of yards difference. How far they've separated. So see what Derrick Henry. I mean, the Colts got a good run defense, and then Dalvin Cook has Monday night against the Bears, another good rush defense.
So, do you have a must-watch this week, do you think? Is there a
Player?
must-watch game? No, I'm just talking about game overall.
I don't know.
I need something compelling, dynamic. I mean, we're getting close to Turkey Day football. Can you believe we're only like 2 weeks away?
Hawks Rams is going to be a good matchup. I mean, they need it. The Hawks after that loss.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you just go every quarterback against the Seahawks right now?
Yeah, but you think that, and then you get guys like, this week Teddy Bridgewater played well. Like, I mean, he put up 28 points. FanDuel is an odd scoring. It's not very high scoring. And
Sure.
Dalvin Cook threw up huge numbers, 200 plus rushing yards, and 38 points.
Ryan, do you do FanDuel? You ever
I
done
don't.
that?
No.
You ever thought about it, or do you know football enough to even?
Oh no, I've done fantasy
You done
every
fantasy?
year.
So-
FanDuel's good because if somebody's injured on your team, you don't have to worry about it because you can just pick somebody else. You don't have
Sure.
to worry about somebody getting on the COVID list.
Right.
You pick these players. You got a $60,000 budget. You don't have a kicker. You have 3 receivers, 2 running backs, tight end,
A flex.
So your positions that you tend to not really spend any money on seem to be your tight end.
And the best part is,
And your
if
defense.
you win, you get
You-
up to a $30 rip
you get
credit
to
there
rip.
for dirt. So,
But tight ends is the worst position. I think they
who
should.
was the last tight end you chose?
Oh God, who was last week? I actually went with 2. I had
Hate the tight ends, but went with 2. Can you believe that?
I got a guy who's
I'm
not
like the
playing.
one dude that's get the mics right by his mouth.
Jared Cook, and then
Okay, that's not bad.
Jordan Reed. I was like,
Okay.
coming back. They have no weapons in San Francisco. He's going to get a lot of target. He got 1 target for 3 yards. That was fantastic.
So it's safe to say, though, that teams aren't following the typical because
No.
you can usually get a typical trend.
I
and
like to
NFL
go.
teams are not following that right
If you can
now.
find a quarterback who
Russell Wilson.
does run, you need that mobile quarterback who's going to Josh Allen, who's going to take those close to the goal line because
Josh Allen is playing out of his mind right now.
But that point difference from a quarterback needs to throw 25 yards in order to get 1 fantasy point. You need to run 10 yards to get 1 fantasy point
For FanDuel.
for FanDuel.
Okay.
For a touchdown, if a quarterback sneaks and gets a touchdown, that's 6. If he throws it in, it's only 4. So that huge point difference of getting a mobile quarterback really does, help you move a little further in the.
Hey, are
the
the
race.
Seahawks allowing partial fans into the game?
No.
No.
Not at all, huh? Because they play the Seahawks.
And the election did not go in the way of
Yeah, I
supporting
know.
fans, so I don't think that's going to happen
And
anytime soon.
I think on the 29th, we need to watch the game together. I need to come up to you, wherever you're watching, Chick-fil-A or wherever you eat it.
The Giants.
Yep, Giants, Bengals. So that'd be
Yeah,
nice to
wait
get
a minute.
together for that.
The end of this.
Can you say Chick-fil-A right now?
I've never been to a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, the best damn chicken.
I keep hearing about.
I'm going to
this.
plug these guys. It's
Every
the best
time
damn
she's
chicken
in
ever.
I know, Everett.
Marysville or Everett or whatever,
Marysville.
it's
Chick-fil-A.
Dutch Brothers
Kilsita.
and Chick-fil-A.
Oh, now see, I'm down with Dutch Brothers. We're there.
And Brooklyn Brothers Pizza. Everett.
Wait, hey, let's get a good
please.
chunk of people. I know we got about 13 already before the podcast. So
yeah,
all the
let's
links,
fill out the 20
links,
and get into the second group.
I think
Like,
the maxed out. We've gotten to 25. So I'd like to see some big numbers.
so link can be found.
The links on Facebook. Stacy gets it on the Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Once everything's loaded, it's popped up.
But if they have FanDuel questions, they can message you directly.
do it.
Okay.
Do it.
So Devin at FanDuel.com, is that how that
Yeah,
works?
All right,
that's
I'll do it this week.
DMags
Participate
1585.
in FanDuel?
Well, I'll do it, except I like the name Chili Dogs, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So,
Well,
Go with Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, there you go.
Chick-fil-A Dogs.
All right,
Blaine
so-
Dogs.
So FanDuel winner this coming week, no matter, I mean, it actually matters who it is. If it's one of us, we don't get to rip. But
Yeah.
if it is somebody else,
If it's me, I'll buy something.
you'll
and
get
I'll
a
rip it.
$30 rip credit. Now, this is going to be, and we're going to go off topic a little bit. This wasn't part of the podcast originally when I,
Oh,
was
we're
coming up
screwed.
with topics, right? Really? You going to go there? So we had a guy, and we had to learn it was a guy, but we had somebody who attempted to break into Turf and Dirt Sports Cards. What was it, yesterday morning? So, this morning.
4
So,
o'clock this
4
morning.
o'clock this morning. So, one of the indicators we had was a screen off, got my attention, saw fingerprints on the window, called the police, did the thing. Stacy came to the shop later, was like, hey, can you show me how to run the video system? I did. We played it longer, stuff I didn't get a chance to see the first time. We saw this guy, douchebag. I mean,
We're going there.
okay, so
Already done.
complete bag
One
of
of the
dicks.
world's smartest criminals.
Right. So he decided to take a crowbar, pry off the screen apparently, and then decided to stash it in the flower box. Now,
And it's a brand new crowbar.
I mean,
so
it's brand spanking.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, there is nothing
Still can
worse
return
and
it.
scarier than somebody trying to break in and destroy your livelihood, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, this is how you support your family. That's
so it was a big deal for me all day, trying to figure out, how do I process this? How do I deal with the night, right? We get done recording this. I still have, this jackass is going to come back thinking his
His crowbar's still
is in
there.
the flower bed waiting to
Should-
be used. He gave me some pretty gnarly ideas earlier, and I'm considering one or two of them.
a turd, a bag of. Yeah.
He's got to close
No,
his
I was
ears
going to say,
off.
we've talked about this. Don't say it in advance.
Yeah, like, so one of the things that it led me to realize, and this applies to anybody that has collectibles, right? You've got to protect what you have, right?
Yeah.
Sports cards right now are so hot that if you have any type of collection, and that's with you, and it doesn't matter if it's cards, memorabilia, if somebody wants it, they're going to take it. This day in COVID, apparently it is okay to take stuff from others and not have it be a big deal. I was shocked today. I mean, I'm going to lay it out. Like, I expected a bigger deal from the police. I expected a bigger deal overall. And it was like, so what?
Just another day.
Yeah, like, what do you want us to do? And it's like,
It almost made the matter worse.
it did. I felt more violated after it was done.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you just
Because I
could have been
asked,
so
I
much
asked
worse.
the officer, like, what do I do? He stared at me blankly, and he said, do you want a souvenir?
yeah. I mean, what's weird is with this heavy duty of a crowbar, like, why didn't he just bash the window?
Makes you wonder,
I
right?
pull the screen off by hand.
Yeah. I mean, it just seemed like a lot of work because you said there was even a gap of where he disappeared and came back.
Like a 45-minute window.
There's a lot of thought that went into nothing.
Yeah, what's plan B?
Yeah, I think that's what.
So from
he's at home right
back
now.
in the day when I was around criminals, right, was about 15 years ago. They apparently have not changed in their stupidity, right? But apparently, and Tony can attest to this because he's been kind of running in the same circles, it's dealt with much differently today than I was expecting. A little more attention. Like Tony was surprised too. Like, you know, I mean, it was literally pick the crowbar up, look at it, go, nope, texture. Do you want a souvenir? I'm like, are you serious?
No
He's
harm,
like, yep.
no foul.
Yeah.
So this is a cautionary tale to anybody that has collectibles. Anybody who's seen them, knows that you do. Make sure your stuff is protected. Anybody sees, wants, you have something of value, people are going to be envious, right?
For sure.
And if they're smart, they can do their homework and premeditate it and come in and
for a sports
scan
card
the
shop, it's a little meatier because we have lots of boxes and, you know, whatnot. If, you know, they can steal white boxes all day. I mean, I'll deal with 50-cent to dollar cards being taken. Like, I can donate those, right? But I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little scared, a little paranoid. What's going to happen?
To have the there's people who live upstairs.
Correct.
So that's another thing. It's just not just your business being here. There's people occupying.
That was something that wasn't noise related. I mean, had he stood back from the window because he probably sees cameras or the camera sign, throws it through the window, does a smash and grab, it's a whole.
And that's the thing that blows me away about this is it could have been easily a smash and grab, bust the window, get in and get out. This guy, I mean, he was looking around. Stacy made the comment, is he waiting for somebody? But he was looking around like he heard cars, like, you know, he was nervous to do it, and so he was secretive in trying to do it. You know, do I think he's going to bust in? And I don't think so. Once he finds the crowbar gone, I think that's going to freak him out.
I don't think he personally is going to come back because I feel like if you were going to do it, he would have done it. Unless he heard something that startled him this morning, I don't see why he wouldn't have just followed through. But
correct. I mean, that's...
But the thought and to be scared that somebody else is going to do it. Like,
so now we have to address the idea, and I didn't want to do this because I wanted the shop to be a place inviting, right? So we have to now, you know, if he doesn't break in tonight, we've got to put bars on
East
the windows.
Compton style.
You know, we've got to do the whole thing. And Tony, when he comes to work tomorrow, right? I mean, we've got to figure out what we're going to do to solidify the security of Turf and Dirt. And it sucks. I mean, let me ask you, Ryan. I mean, you guys have come as customers for a long time. I mean, is bars going to, you know, is that a little more alarming? I mean, how do you guys as customers look at that kind of thing?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, I think it's the day and age of where cards are. I mean, I think it's all a product of how much they're selling for.
I mean, aside from what your job is, right? I mean, like, you know, are you surprised by, you know, this being an issue, or are you not surprised by it?
I'm not surprised at all.
Sure.
Yeah,
No,
I don't.
I won't get off on a tangent, but, you know, 95% of the criminal behavior is drug related. And so when you've got something of value that they can flip relatively easy and stick into their body, that, you know, it's going to attract
and so
that element.
Knowing what, because I know what your guys' buying habits are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about this when you have your stuff at home? Like, do we have to protect? I mean, because home invasion is you know, reckless and widespread as business, right? I mean,
I don't think I think about it any more than I would about any of my other belongings or personal safety. So no, I mean, there's certain things that I lock up differently, but no, I mean, I think it's always something that I think about, though.
Well, I remember when I first stopped by here, and you even mentioned yourself, this isn't the best of neighborhoods.
Correct.
No,
correct.
So
to
that off
Texas
the bat should set off a red flag.
Yeah, you kind of know that when you pull up. I mean, you can read it a little bit.
The thing that disturbed me, though, is, you know, the officer referenced the business 3 doors down and said that is a good inviting sign to nefarious individuals. And I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Although legal.
I was going to say, like, I mean, it's not...
He said, and he re-steered the conversation of, yes, it is legal, and most of them are law-abiding. But
I was going to say that's
the unfortunate part is it does bring
blanket
out
statement.
So, which I was surprised by that. But it is something we'll have to deal with. Knock on wood. We will not have an issue tonight. We're going to take certain steps to make sure, but I think tomorrow.
This is for Micah.
So let me hold on. There we go.
I really don't think bars on the window though would deter.
I don't think
clients.
so. I don't think so either.
I think it would deter the bad guys, but not the clients.
Yeah.
You know, people. I mean, you know, the funny part is you know, when we started the business, it was a not if but when statement, right?
And you can paint those bars rainbow colors too. Anyway,
we
go
can,
ahead.
yeah. And I
That
was
would be
also
inviting.
I was also told that we can paint the bars turf and dirt colors too, by the way. So, but it was not an if but when, and that's an easy statement to swallow at the time. But when it is about to happen or has happened, that is a harder thing to process, right? Like,
what's worse though? Somebody attempting to break in, or somebody stealing something of value right in front of you.
oh, that's a good. Like,
I mean,
he
you've
really had to go there, didn't he?
I'm just saying.
And Tony's a security guy
because you've
like,
had that.
I'm bringing in
the
James.
Mike Schmidt.
I would say the Schmidt bothers me more.
Yeah, I mean that was somebody
Because that was done right under
under
our
your
nose.
nose.
Yeah. So yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
might be somebody that comes in all the time. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know.
You never know. That's
yeah,
the problem.
The
with
Schmidt
that.
one, I think, bugs, and I appreciate you bringing that up because I didn't even think about that earlier today.
Well, especially those guys that come in with cards that are individuals that you kind of question. I know we shouldn't, but you question anyway. And what they bring in,
where they got them,
them, the
yeah.
storyline, the
Sure.
whole nine, the fee that they give you, and they get rejected. I guess I can come back.
It makes
now,
you wonder.
Now that I don't, now that I know that 86 through 91 is no good, you know.
Yeah,
I know what to look for.
What am I coming back for?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, it'll be a renewed. I don't know. I will be invigorated, happy if the business is intact tomorrow and we don't have glass to
An
clean
issue,
up. So
yeah.
we will see, but. Obviously, security is the thing, and if you have collectibles, it's a cautionary tale. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
do
the hobby.
not know when. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be coins, it could be stamps, whatever is hot at the time. People are going to go after. So,
Well, having a picture of the guy, I think, is very helpful.
Yeah, I
Did
mean
you
it's
see it?
not a great
You just-
picture,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
definitely
So it's
something.
not a super great one, and
But I'd take that picture, make a copy of it, put it, tape it to the front of the window.
the beautiful part is you know, and the comment was made earlier, is COVID has made this impossible to ID people.
I think it's a great picture. It clear as a bell.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, yeah, you can. It looks like 90 other dudes walking down the road.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, I mean, he's not a husky schmedium, so you can start there.
We can take James off the list.
Oh, we just went there anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it's curious. How do you tell? Aside from you can tell by color of the individual, right?
I thought it was you at first.
And that was the comment that was first made. It's like, is that Devin?
Yeah,
I was like, I don't think so.
I was
but-
working at that time.
He
at
just
4,
he can't
whatever.
believe he left his crowbar here though.
Yeah,
This is Costco.
It was like Costco
It
return.
was just-
right?
I'm rubbing my hands off. See,
So
look
it's like, how do you even go there to try to ID people? Like, you go by mask, like.
I think you can get a good enough idea on the manner is like the body.
But you know the funny part is if you would ask me before this incident, what would be the description of who you would put out
That's not who I would
would
think that
do
was
this?
gonna-
And
he doesn't look like.
He doesn't look, and I hate to do this, and I'm going to do this, and it's going to sound awful, but I would expect a raggedy looking gentleman, right, homeless looking tweaker issue. This guy looked like he was well together, like
Yeah, well, and it had to be thought out. There had to be
Had to
thought
have
out, but not thought out. Like he definitely was being cautious.
So just to give you a quick insight on that, that right there is a Walmart $5.88 crowbar. That's
Is it Walmart, really?
Walmart's not close
I
from
looked
here.
At I looked at vendors up here. Walmart
For
that's
a
Walmart
hyper
brand.
tough.
He's like a security
Hyper-tough.
expert. Anything security wise, if you need to secure your
18
house,
inch,
hire him to consult
yeah.
because he's all over
So
it.
it's $5.88 at Walmart. So you figure it's a Walmart product, brand new. You're not
When
gonna,
does Walmart open?
huh?
What time do they open?
The Walmart? Well, we can talk about it off camera.
All right, so we're gonna
We'll
get
wrap this up.
into I mean, actually, this is a awkward way to end episode 8, right?
Nothing's
Add some
awkward
of it
with
add some of it to the
Cards
bloopers.
Corner.
Yeah, I mean it's in the Raw. So how do you think your debut as guest
I thought it
one
was-
went?
Well, I don't know how I did.
It's a
but I
little
think it
bit
was great.
easier
It
than
was-
you thought, right?
it was a lot of fun.
So
his pro debut.
Well, we
So
just
you-
appreciate
you-
your time and having coming
you
out
think
here.
you'd
Oh,
ever
no, I
you think
appreciate
you'd ever come back as a guest?
It depends
Oh.
on what you guys talk about on the off the air. But yeah, probably.
but didn't we want his son, not him?
Yeah, right.
Oh shit, he just said that.
We're definitely getting the police.
I think the next
Of course, he'll be
guest
here. We'll
we
be signing
have
papers.
is MLB police. We just have to talk to Dad and see if it's okay. So we're going to talk about next episode's coming up. Now, one of the interesting topics. So there's 2 things coming up: Thanksgiving, Black Friday coming up, right? So last year we had to shop, right? I assumed Black Friday was a certain thing. In the card world, it is much different.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the card world, Black Friday shopping rules do not apply, right? Usually retailers gear up for late November, all of December.
You open up on Thanksgiving.
In the card world, November is hot, December is a dud. Like it is a flat. But anyway, that is going to be an episode that we're going to tackle coming up.
So we got to train the fan, like the people out there. Don't buy gift cards. Buy the product.
Don't buy gift certificates, buy the product.
buy product to give for gifts. So do your
Now,
research.
The big thing with November, though, is the release calendar is huge.
Hefty.
Oh, my goodness. I think the titles right before Thanksgiving is like 15.
Well, Prism is coming out before Thanksgiving.
No, it's got pushed to December.
Oh, well, that's a tough one.
But we have the day before Thanksgiving, we have 3 hockey releases. That's 3 of the 15. We've got TriStar case of helmets.
Yeah.
Or case of baseballs, excuse me. That comes out right before Thanksgiving. And a plethora of others. Now, some of those might be pushed, but when it comes to the card world, November is stacked. So, I mean, that's good because it's a variety of product, but
It's a holiday push, also.
it's a holiday push, yeah. So we'll tackle the Black
Nuances.
Friday nuances of it, I think, and not necessarily maybe the next episode, but the episode after, whatever right before.
Yeah, right before Thanksgiving.
Plus, I have a clothing item that should arrive beforehand that I'm going to rock for that episode, which is going to be very Christmassy yet.
we need ugly sweater episode.
You know, it's going to be a nice jersey. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be a nice jersey reveal. So,
It's got to be Evan White.
It's all about,
and
it's all about
believe
looks
it or
for
not,
him.
it's not Evan White. So
It's all about looks for him.
anyway, guys, so that is it for episode 8. I want to thank everybody for watching. How do you think you guys
thank you.
went?
Be sure to
2 months straight.
Another banger.
Hey,
Be sure to subscribe, like, hit that
Share.
notification button.
How did we do on the views this week? Do you know?
I did not see the views. No comments
Jeez,
again.
He's always on that too, and like,
Nobody was negative, so I was like bummed out.
There was
that
no
there was
need,
nobody,
right?
no complaints. You know.
Remember,
so.
trade it, collect it, and show it to your friends.
Yeah,
Thanks for
just
having me,
share
guys.
it.
Is that a tops? Is that a tops thing?
I don't
All right,
know.
guys. So we are out of here. Episode 9 coming up. So
Let's get it.
stay tuned. All right, guys. We are out of here. See you later.